My name is Bailey Fiegl, and this is my son Riggins. He just turned 8 months this past week. On August 25th, I went into preterm labor at 25 weeks. And I ended up at Children's in the Fetal Care Center, and they were able to delay my labor for 5 days, which was incredible, which I never knew how much 5 days meant in the grand scheme of things. And then he came into the world 25 weeks and 5 days on August 31st. He weighed 1 pound, 14 ounces, and we spent 114 days at the NICU at Children's Hospital, Colorado. We came home 2 days before Christmas.
So she's just here hanging out in her little swing. Faith was born, she just turned 9 months this past week. Our story began normal, healthy pregnancy. We found out about some complications at our 20-week ultrasound. So we found out that Faith does have like a very rare genetic rearrangement. So she's a unicorn, we call her. We spent about 7 months in the NICU. She has just amazed the medical world. She's had many surgeries and was once she had a tracheostomy and was completely ventilator dependent. And now she's free of all tubes and wires. She just has a G-tube and she's doing amazing.
I'm Meg, and this is Bodie Grace, and this is Harper June, and they are going to be 5 months this month. Everything was just plugging along until 16 weeks, and we were diagnosed with twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome. Within 4 days, we were in emergency surgery. We were days away from losing one or both of them. It was successful, but our journey was still pretty tenuous moving forward. I was trying to make it to 32 weeks and went into labor at 29 and 5 days. From there, we spent 96 days in the NICU, and it was a crazy journey.
I'm Savannah. This is Lenny Jane. So at 29 weeks, we found out she had a big old medial steinal teratoma tumor inside her chest. And at 31 weeks, we scheduled my surgery and her surgery. So the second she was born, they sent her to her own OR. We didn't even get to touch her or barely see her. She's a little miracle. And so she made it through that surgery, and it's been a journey ever since. But I joke, I'm like, she does not know she's sick, so don't tell her. She has a trach, which, helps her breathe, but she's not on a ventilator, which is a miracle. And just for how much she's gone through, she should not be as happy as she is, but she just loves life and loves all her fans here at Children's. So she was in the NICU for 186 days. Now we're up on the 9th floor, which is the pulmonary floor, because she has a tracheostomy. They just do all the training up here to send us home. And we're gonna be going on 200 days this Tuesday of just being in the hospital.
My name is Laura Cook. I am a nurse here at Children's Hospital, Colorado, in the NICU. Little Miss Lenny, I started taking care of her on one of her first days of life. So back last October, and I quickly became attached to this family. We are used to having the parents, the grandparents, the siblings, everyone get to meet this baby. But then this year we just allow mom and dad, or mom and a support person, dad and one support person. It's hard to see these families wanting more connection, but they can't.
I cried a lot of tears that I couldn't have my people there.
None of our friends and families have been able to come. So our parents just met her last weekend. So they met their 6-month-old first grandbaby.
Like thinking about our moms and dads that couldn't come meet their grandchild. That to me, that broke them probably in a very different way than it broke me. Like I wanted my family because I needed it. They wanted to be there because I'm their baby girl, and their baby girl had a baby boy.
The NICU, we joke, is like, it's a fishbowl. Your walls are basically windows. And so it's hard not to walk by rooms and glance and, oh, are they okay? Or, oh, we have that new machine too, and
I said, this is our little goldfish. Bailey walked by with her husband, and she waved at the sonographer, and I was like, Rachel, that looks like we look like we would be friends. Can you introduce us?
But I remember the day that Savannah met one of the other moms. She came back and she's like, I made a friend and we can talk about similar things. And she was so excited. And I was excited because we just talk medical terms a lot. And they could actually just get down to the nitty gritty of being a new mom again.
For me, oh, are you going to talk? They were awesome at making connections. That is how I met Meg in the first place. We were actually pregnant with twins. And so we actually ended up losing one of our babies. And so through it was an extremely hard process. But one of the sonographers actually came to me and was like, okay, there is, I already asked this other mom. She's already given me agreements that we can talk about her. And she's like, but I really think that you guys could connect.
You can go one of two directions when you're in a dark place like a NICU, and to find other moms who really are leaning on hope and light, that's contagious.
One of my most special memories is having lunch with all four of the moms one day and just being able to listen to each other's stories. And I feel like we all went through something so incredibly different, yet we have something in common and there's a bond that you can't have with anybody else outside the NICU.
We're meeting each other in like the darkest, hardest times of our life, pretty much. And to just be like embraced with such positivity and hope and like love and acceptance just perpetuated more positivity and more hope in my own life and my own journey.
Oh man, it's just like bringing back all of the feelings and emotions. I feel like I haven't really connected with these two since lunch that day, and I do remember it vividly, like all the medical terms. I can say whatever I want and they know exactly what I'm saying. And it's great
to be able to just connect and find a family within that space was so important.
It just was really cool how like right when I needed it the most, these incredible friends that even if we didn't have this in common, we would have been friends outside of this experience. So we just feel really lucky to have each other.
This Mother's Day is going to be so special and a little bit hard, knowing that I am a mom to one wonderful baby here on earth and one baby in heaven. And so to me, that will be it'll be a little, not triggering, but definitely a day of thought and appreciation for what we've gone through. I worked so hard, and my husband and I mean, it was hard. And so this Mother's Day is just going to show me that I am stronger than I ever imagined. And being a mom has means a lot more to me than I ever thought possible.
It will be a day to celebrate as well. Celebrate. It was really important to me to go through that hard time with grace. And I feel like it's something that we did.
I think one of the harder things, there was a lot of hard things, but my mother specifically supporting me and crying with me through this journey. She never thought that her daughter would be having a daughter that has open heart surgery and, so many things up against her. She cried with me a lot. And I don't mean to get emotional. I didn't think this would happen, but I'm really hoping to celebrate her too today. It's heavy, but it's beautiful in the best way too. This is the first of many amazing Mother's Days, and I can't wait to see all that happens throughout the years and to grow with these girls and see them become mothers of their own and, just pick up on little things that they do with their kids and incorporate it into our lives. I think we all have a lot to offer and share with each other.
I think all of us just needed each other and that we came together. It just feels like a miracle, even in of itself, that we have little baby miracles.
This is a bond that I don't feel like I need to talk to you guys every day to have this forever bond with you.
Celebrating our mothers for carrying us and thinking about like this journey of motherhood doesn't stop when your kid is, 18 and they leave the house, and that our mothers, they cried with us and they ached, and celebrating our fathers on Father's Day for the same thing. It's just a celebration of family and how it's a lifelong journey. And
it feels like such a privilege, honestly. I mean, there were many days 6 months ago that I didn't even know if I was going to get to celebrate Mother's Day with my little one. And so the fact that she's here, even though she's in the hospital, like the blessings outweigh the hardships, honestly.
The doctors and nurses on both the MFM and the NICU side, they changed our lives. And they saved our lives.
Agree. I just think every day they saved her and they got us out of there. And so I'm forever grateful for them.
Getting to see these moms day in and day out fight for their baby, they are the ones that we look up to. They go through things that we can't even imagine. Yes, we sit next to them, hold their hand, cry with them, but we also get to rejoice and get excited with them. They are the true heroes in this thing. I'm totally honest.
Those nurses taught me how to be a mom, and Laura's a great example of, she was able to take care of Lenny when I was way too afraid to, when she was way too sick, when I was even afraid to change her diaper because of infection risk. I mean, Laura was one of our nurses then, and I joke, Lenny, even though you can't tell by this face right now, she smiles a lot, and I think Laura's the reason why. So right now we have everything ready to go for discharge on Wednesday.
It's been an amazing year, which is weird to say in COVID. This has been just the light that we needed.
I see us being friends forever.
I cannot wait to meet all these babies in person.
Can you imagine just the power team, these little fighting babies? They're all so strong, and to see them all together, that's going to be really, really amazing. Looking back now, it's wow, we did it.
I look at myself and these women that I made friends with and all the other people in the NICU even still are so strong for having a complex baby in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, it's unreal. And I will forever just think I'm everyone's biggest cheerleader, including my own. I just think we're so strong. We overcame so much, and it's awesome. I can't wait to tell that story for the rest of my life. It's my favorite story to tell.